Welcome to the Breakfast Club. It's your boy DJ NV. I've never watched that show.
First of all, you scared the shit out of me. Let's try that again. I actually jumped and the people saw it. So
Uh, let's start from the top.
just introduce the show.
You know what I'm saying? We in it. Welcome everyone to the Wrasslin room. My name is Laf and Famous. I'm here with the beautiful, wonderful, and talented Lysha, and we're here to talk to you about some grown men in the ring, grown men in the women, men and women in the ring. Excuse me, fighting and shit. You feel me? Obviously, you can tell it's been a long time since we've been podcasting. You know, my brain's a little frazzled right now, and a lot of shit has been going on in the wrestling world, good and bad. We're here to talk about it. Thank you for listening wherever you are listening. Upvote, like, send. I don't know what the things are. Whatever positive or negative feedback you have for the podcast, leave that. And pass it over to Lysha. How are you feeling on this beautiful Friday afternoon?
Well, we're here, so good, I guess. No technical difficulties this week, guys. I
Yeah.
meant it when I said that WrestleMania was cursed. And we're gonna talk about that shortly. Um, but yeah, we're here. I didn't have to work today, so we're recording at our regular recording time. So, WrestleMania. Woo!
Ooh.
Yeah,
Ooh.
Triple H. I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't know what the fuck that was. I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't know what that was. We'll try again in August. Okay. Um, I don't remember what our predictions were like off the top from like our show, but I didn't actually think they were gonna give Jay the title, but they did. But now Gunther is going to be fighting Pat McAfee next weekend. So like I don't I don't know what's going on anymore. Um the Tongans are injured. Jacob's jumping on people. Randy Orton told John Cena to go have some kids. You know, I don't know what's going on anymore. Naomi's still attacking Jade, even though she should have won at WrestleMania. But we'll talk about that at a later time where I can like scream about it. So yeah, that's where we're at.
Triple H is about to have a record of two bad pay-per-views back to back. And I really hope not. Because Backlash, the way it's looking right now, is looking like back trash, okay? The shit looking ass. Right? I don't know why. I don't know why it's happening. I'm not sure how we've gotten to this point. What I kind of am, but um, I do feel like The Rock is trying to sabotage Triple H, though. I think The Rock wants Triple H's job. I think he's going to get Triple H's job at some point. It may not be today, it may not be tomorrow. It's going to be at some point. Um, because the way this company is going, it's going beyond the heights that Triple H can take it to. And I don't mean heights for like the show being better. I mean heights as far as like money, and money being everything. The price we pay for subscriptions and tickets and all that stuff, and then money that they're making for the company. I think everything is about to rise. A really big wrestling is about to become something that like only the premier amount of people can like go see live, and that's bad. That's really, really bad. So the SummerSlam tickets just came out. Surprisingly, they weren't that bad. I thought they were gonna be trash. They weren't that bad. So I don't know. I just I'm kind of worried about the future.
I'm not. Here's why.
Why?
Because I noticed a pattern. Depending on how big the pay-per-view is, depends on the pricing, right? With WrestleMania and the location. With WrestleMania being in Las Vegas, you are surrounded by money. Las Vegas is known for casinos, escorts, uh, concerts, uh, and things like that. Recreations. So, being in a city like that, of course, WrestleMania itself was going to be extremely expensive. Because if you compare last year's prices in Philadelphia to Vegas, they were like double in everything, right? Then SummerSlam, we went and we looked in at the pre-sale. Pre-sale lower bowl seats at MetLife, like it was like lower bowl, but it was like the last maybe 10 rows in that section were $300. I can tell y'all right now, majority of those tickets are gone. So once you like the further up you go in that section, so it went from 300, 414, 515, 614, and then it went into the thousands in the 100 section, depending on like what part of the 100 section you want to sit in, right? Then you go up to the 200 section. Those tickets were between 174 to about 360, and those are the 2 night packages that we're talking about. So it depends on where you are. We're going to be on the New Jersey, New York borderline, right? There isn't much in Jersey, but New York City is right across the river. So, um you're looking at, for SummerSlam to be a lot cheaper. Now, when it comes to Survivor Series and Money in the Bank, since those are going to be in California, those prices are definitely going to go back up. Because there's a lot more things to do in San Diego and in LA than there is to do in New fucking Jersey. And I would know because I live on this side of the country. So I don't think that it's gonna be like they're pricing people out, but I feel like those VIP packages, those on location packages are being priced to like the highest premier people that you say. Because I mentioned this to a group of my homegirls because they were talking about the $40,000 elite package for on location. I also need for dirt sheets and wrestling blogs to preface that when you guys put this information out, I know you do it for clicks and views and for headlines and stuff like that. And people, like Megan Thee Stallion said, are only going to read the big print. They're not actually going to go read the actual articles. And let people know that that 400 that $40,000 includes a fuck ton of shit. It's not just a 2 night seat at the event. It includes so much more than that. And you guys also have to include that it's a VIP experience. It's not just a ticket that can be bought on Ticketmaster.
Yeah, yeah.
Because if you headline it, oh, front row is $40,000. People are gonna be like, y'all out your fucking mind. No, that's not what it is. That's literally not what it is. What's included in that? You get the 2 seats. You get fed. You get a swag bag. He doesn't like when I say swag bag.
Swag bag.
You get
I don't
gifts.
like it.
You get gifts. You get to walk the stage. You get backstage access. You get like a backstage tour. You get to go in the ring. You get to meet certain superstars that's included with the food. And you're on camera. You're part of fucking history. And then you get to go inside the ring before the show starts. There's a lot of stuff that's included with that $40,000. Now, granted, does that price go up depending on the pay-per-view? Yeah, because that same package for WrestleMania was $50,000. It went down $10,000. But I believe last year that package for Philly was $20,000. I didn't hear anybody complaining last year. So why all of a sudden y'all complaining now? That doesn't make any fucking sense to me. But yeah, y'all need to like put exactly what these things are, don't just say front row tickets to SummerSlam is $40,000 because that's not true. Those packages are $40,000 because sometimes those packages includes your hotel stay as well, tickets to SmackDown, tickets to Raw. It's a package. Now, as far as for the average people who aren't going on location to get packages, our tickets are still pretty affordable. If you're, like I said, if you're sitting at the bottom section of the hundreds section, like straight off the floor, you're paying around $1,000. That's reasonable. That's a Beyonce concert ticket if we're being fucking for real. Y'all paying that shit without complaining. So I guess it just depends on your budget, um, and how you save for it. But I don't think the average folk is going to be priced out.
I think it. I just think the direction of where we're going, like as a whole, especially with WWE within itself, taking into account TKO and the Saudi Arabia stuff, I feel like this is about to grow bigger. And this is what I felt like was going to happen when Vince was still there,
Hmm.
and surprisingly, it happened after he departed. Um, I felt like I don't think the company is going downhill or anything like that. I don't think that's happening. What I think right now is when you take into account the way Triple H is talking about the fans right now, I feel like there's a lot of pressure on him. And then Rock went on Pat McAfee show and just lied for 45 minutes. Said a whole bunch of, oh, I think I had a. He just said, if you go back and watch that interview. 95% of that interview is just Rock trying to save the fact that he didn't want to come out for the Rumble or for Mania. Um, I don't know how the hell you start a storyline like the whole sell your soul thing, and then when it's time to culminate it in the main event, you send Travis Scott out there and nobody else. And now, forever, we all know John Cena's last championship win. We assume it is the last picture is him standing with a rapper. You know what I'm saying? Just because Travis Scott is the soundtrack for Monday Night Raw, we see him. He's in the video games. Gonna be in the video games. So it does not matter. You know, um, that was the main problem I was having with like the ending of Mania and stuff. I went into Mania personally just to see Cena win the championship. He did that, so we're cool. But when people started complaining after the match, like 15 minutes after, like that was it. I understand. I don't. I can't say I disagree with them because deep in my heart, I'm like, we had to do it like that, bro.
Okay. Well,
Like
here's the thing, right? Because I also felt like the ending was weird and it was empty. But then I thought about it. Cena told us he was about to ruin wrestling for everyone. So what made everyone, myself included, not think that that was included in ruining wrestling, with the ending being as lackluster as it was?
because I believe that the way that it was explained before Rock started talking about it on Pat McAfee and before Triple H did that last interview, the way I took that really was just like, all right, Cena's just going to wrestle the way he wrestled in the match. I didn't expect a good match. I didn't care about the match quality. I didn't care about the back and forth. That's what I expected that to be. I do not think ruin wrestling meant send Travis Scott out there and then leave the crowd on that such a leery point. I don't. They can lie and say that. They can lie and say that that's part of it. To me, the ruin wrestling part was just a part of the match. Like I'm not gonna give you any 5-star matches. I'm not gonna go overexert myself. I'm gonna do everything because the match was slow. Every time Cody grabbed his arm, seemed to get off me. He's not even like he's just going through the motions. I think that was what the ruin wrestling thing meant. And when you throw a Travis Scott ending out there and then the ruin wrestling, I feel like that's a blanket. I feel like that's like a security blanket. I don't think that was what they meant to do. I think they sent Travis Scott out there because Rock said no, and they panicked and they had to do something.
I
I
think
have
that they
no
both
belief
were
in
supposed to
that.
be a I think that they were both supposed to be a part of that ending though. I don't think that
Yeah,
they just sent Travis out there. I think Rock and Travis were supposed to come out together, and Rock stood his ass back there and was just like, I don't feel like going out today.
that's what I mean. That's what I mean. When Rock doesn't want to go out there, you got to send one out there. But you sent the worst possible person out there, even though there's only two. You know, and for Rock to go out there and act as if he doesn't know that he's the reason why the storyline started. Travis Scott didn't go tell Cody to sell his soul. Rock did that. So when it's time for that main culmination, Rock has to be there. And there's no explanation on why he wasn't there. Nothing he can say will make any sense to why he wasn't there. He just wasn't there because he didn't want to do it. You know, that's what I mean with the sabotage of the company. That's what I mean with this whole overtaking of Triple H's position. I feel like all of this stuff is happening. Plus the crowd not really I think Triple H is doing certain things and the crowd isn't responding the way he wants them to. So it's leading to like lackluster shows. You know what I'm saying?
I think
Smack
we're rushing a lot of things too because they're not planning for just in case. Like we had a just in case when it came to Survivor Series last year. We know that
yeah.
Jimmy was supposed to come back before Roman. Ended up getting pushed up to SummerSlam. That was initially supposed to be Jimmy's spot.
Yeah.
So they just they don't have any just in cases planned. They're just rolling with the punches. It feels.
Yeah. That's what I feel like about this whole like Rollins and Braun Breaker and Paul Heyman thing. I don't give a fuck that Sami Zayn was out there. That shit, that last 20 minutes, 30 minutes of fucking Raw was terrible. Why are you showing me Braun Breaker versus Sami Zayn again? I don't care.
Because he
We
said
watched them
no.
fight. That's cool. All you had to do was have Braun out there and those last spears at the end. Just send Braun out there to just beat his ass. You don't have to do a full match. A full back and forth match after Sammy already said no was not needed. It was just to fill the time. Sami Zayn, first of all, no one in the world thought that Sami Zayn was just going to join Rollins' stable after just one night after. That's doesn't make any sense. And when Sammy said no, just send Braun out there to beat his ass and then end the show like that. Why did you could have spent all that time just beating them up really bad? Why did you have to do a full fledged match? The crowd doesn't care. If you go and watch the crowd, they're sitting there with they're doing this and shit. They're trying to find any other way to entertain themselves because the main event of the show, is fucking boring. So
How the fuck were you able to have your flashlight on while we're on FaceTime? My phone don't do that.
I don't know. Let's press the flashlight. Oh
It works. Okay, never mind.
my
Continue.
god.
It never. It's always grayed out when I need it to fucking work. That's why I be using your room light or wherever you be at when I'm walking through my house at night because it never works. But okay, continue.
But yeah, that whole like I'm not booing this story immediately because I really enjoy it. You know what I'm saying? I enjoyed Braun Breaker beating Sami Zayn's ass at the end. The match itself, I don't know why I'm seeing a Braun Breaker and Sami Zayn match again. You can develop the story a lot quicker. You don't have to go through all of this back and forth of like a whole match. And we know Sammy ain't gonna beat Braun. That doesn't make any. We're just doing things to do them. You know. Um, but when Monday Night Raw is as lackluster and weird as it is at times, when SmackDown is too damn long, you have so much stuff in the show, and a lot of it doesn't really do anything for the progression of next week. You know, even Raw tonight, Malachi he's having
Raw.
his first match back. I mean SmackDown, excuse me. His freaking Malachi's having his first match back against Miz. Okay, Malachi's gonna beat Miz in about 8 minutes probably. Randy Orton's gonna show up. I cut a promo against Cena. Okay, cool. There's nothing that is getting me excited to watch these shows, even when they're on. Last week was a damn chore to get through. And again, it's because the shows are 3 hours long. You know what I'm saying? I think June 6th is when they're going back to 2 hours. But it can be 2 hours, 1 hour. I don't give a fuck. The shows still have to be exciting. But when the shows are unexciting, the pay per views aren't going to be that much better. So I understand that like Backlash is a B or C level pay per view, even though I hate that concept. I think every pay per view should be life or death because it's a pay per view. We're going on Peacock to pay a monthly fee to see this culmination of a month's stories. It should mean everything. I don't like saying, oh, nothing happens at Backlash, but everything happens at SummerSlam. I hate that. That's fucking stupid. That no other sport does that. No other sport does like one like things don't happen in round one of the playoffs, but the finals. Everything there's drama and things happening everywhere. That's there's no reason to watch the weekly shows at that point. You feel me? But I just all of that goes into the fact that I think this company is going into a much more money sense instead of a quality of wrestling sense. We're not even, maybe not even quality of wrestling, just quality of entertainment. You know, um, I'm me personally, I'm going to SummerSlam merely off of hope, hoping that the show is going to be good, hoping that someone comes back, hoping that we see something like I'm like, wow, I remember this. I haven't felt that wow feeling since fucking WrestleMania 40. I have not been wowed by a wrestling show between 40 and I'll say the ending of Elimination Chamber when Cena turned heel. I think everyone was wowed at that point because that was But that a long gap of time and then Chamber to now, I still haven't been wowed by anything. Maybe that's my fault. I think my mind is changing as far as like the way I watch wrestling now, for better or for worse. But nah, man, that shit, no, I'm not. I'm not feeling it. I'm not feeling it.
I got I got that feeling of excitement from wrestling again when I stopped spoiling the like weekly shows for myself. Like when people post like the match cards and the orders and the spoilers and stuff like that, when I stopped clicking on that stuff, I felt like I got it back. I only look at dirt sheets now to see who's being released and who is possibly being signed somewhere. Um I I I think that because now that I've built a community and we just all just sit around and just 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 shooting the shit. I think I like a lot of how I was feeling before has changed. Like I like the unpredictability factor has started to come back. But I do agree with things haven't felt right since 40. Cuz I feel like after 40 everything was like at a halt. There were so many injuries, so many storylines got fucked up and changed around. And then when people started to get better and was getting medically cleared, stuff got fucking rushed and just. I wish everything could have flowed the way it was supposed to last year, because maybe we wouldn't have been in the stinker that we're in. Do you remember in the trailer for the pull the curtain bullshit that they're about to put out? The
Hmm.
original WrestleMania 41 card that we
Yeah.
saw, that probably would have been dope as fuck. But we had to write certain people off of TV. So we had to start new rivalries. How unfortunate. So now we are where we are. That's what I'm saying. It
All
doesn't
right.
feel like there's backup plans. It just feels like they're just going with the flow and throwing stuff together just because at this point.
All right. I'm gonna ask you a comparison between two different companies, but I want to see what you think. Which one is worse? I feel like I know what you're gonna say, but I have a weird perception towards it. I guess. Which one do you think is worse for like the division. Um, Main event level star Hall of Famer Becky Lynch winning the IC championship from Lyra at Backlash, or Mercedes Moné winning the Owen Hart tournament, going on to All In and defeating Tony Storm and becoming like a I don't know what you would call it. She will have 5 belts at the time. She'll have every AEW women's belt at that current moment. She'll be holding 5 physical belts. So Mercedes just running through the entire division and not taking a loss yet. For Becky Lynch coming from the main event level to the IC championship level and winning the championship so she can elevate it.
Beckford touching stuff that she don't need to be touching.
Oh fuck! No, why? I didn't think you were gonna say that. Why?
Because Becky Lynch is a main event um world title tier. She's in that tier. When it comes to because that's charging backwards. When it comes to the Intercontinental title, even when, it was being thrown up in the air at us, she's gonna come back, she's gonna win, she should have won it, she should have been inaugural, this, that, and the third. I highly disagreed with it because of the status that Becky has. I never agreed with Becky going back down to NXT to win the NXT Women's Championship to become a Grand Slam champion, because that wasn't fucking necessary for her career, but they felt the need for it to be. So for her to come back off of being gone for almost a year and being thrown right back in to the title scene, and to this brand new title at that, I don't think it's fair. That title should be stuck with the women that's in that title scene. Just like her and Lyra running at Mania didn't make any fucking sense. They could have lost, and then she could have turned on Lyra right then and there. Like, her heel turn could have been at WrestleMania in front of all those people in Vegas, and it still would have had the same effect, rather than them winning, then losing the next day. Doesn't make any sense. So her stepping into the mid-card scene doesn't make any sense. She's not going to elevate any fucking thing. They need to focus on the people that are actually mid-carders in that division and stop trying to bring in and or depend on the 4 horsewomen, the 3 that are left, to elevate titles.
That's been
She
my
feels
point.
like the
When
fall
like
guy.
she always is, and the problem is the reason why, myself personally, I'll speak for myself. The reason why I enjoyed the IC Championship and the US Championship being brought into the company is because, oh damn, this is a championship for those others. I don't know, 25 superstars that don't get the Becky, Charlotte, Bianca, Liv, Rhea treatment, Io Sky treatment, Asuka. I'm missing a few people, but you know what I mean. You know, this is not for like that. Those people I listed, those are on the top. Those are the world champions. Those are
The people that are on every poster. That's not what these titles
yeah,
are for.
yeah. This is for Chelsea Green. This is Lena Vega. Claire Davenport when she was there. I kind of want to say Naomi as well, even though Naomi has been a women's champion. I think she's kind of in that tier right now.
She's in that. She's in the mid card scene.
Yeah, and Cargill. Oh, Tiffany Stratton. I forgot. Tiffany Stratton's also up there too. I think Nia Jackson's up there too. But yeah, this is for that level. Naomi, Jade, Chelsea, Zelina, Piper Niven, Lyra. You know what I'm saying? IC Championship was brought in for that. That's what I thought the direction
Why
was.
can't Kiana take the fucking belt off of Lyra? She's coming back soon off of a fucking injury.
Because they probably don't trust Kiana. They have no trust in the people that they're trying to bring up. That's the problem with creative now. They refuse to put trust into people that haven't shown the ability to like score, right? But like you have to try. Like Becky, Charlotte, all of them are going to retire soon, even for the men. What are you going to do when Cena, Randy, Roman, Punk, Rollins retire? What happens then? You move on to the Braun, Mello, uh, fucking Theory, maybe. I don't know. Probably not, but fuck it. He's there. Like people on NXT. That's the way it's supposed to go. That's the way it's always is go. That's the way it's always have. I'm gonna say it. That's the way the company has been going for so long. I understand Triple H. This is a new era. Triple H. I understand that. But if you're saying it's so much of a new era, and you're doing the same as McMahon ass shit. It's not a new era. It's the same shit. You're just putting a flip on it and trying to make it your own, but you're not doing anything. People really believe that Charlotte Flair should win the Women's U.S. Championship. People really think it's okay that Becky is beating Lyra to win a championship. Elevate that championship to what? You did a bad heel turn on the Raw after Mania because you guys were so fucking stupid to have Becky come back and win a championship to lose it the next night. When you could have just had Liv and Raquel retain at Mania and then Becky beat up Lyra right there. There was no reason for Becky and Lyra to win that match at WrestleMania at all. And if you think there is, you're fucking wrong. So you did all that in Mania, do all that on Raw, have Becky come out the next Raw and do the whole thing with Lyra.
Because
All of that could have been done still.
here's the thing. What Becky's motive for turning, excuse me, could have been this. Because first of all, she admitted to taking out Bayley, right? I watched 30 seconds of that promo because y'all know I can't stand to listen to Becky Lynch talk, right? So she said, I did it, right? And then her motive to turning on Lyra would be Lyra ruining her comeback by taking the pin at WrestleMania. They had no reason to to do what they did. Instead, they had her get her quote unquote revenge on Liv because Liv was saying that she retired Becky and pinned her for fucking what? Just for them to turn around and
Hey, they wrapped up a one-on-one feud in a tag team match. What kind of dumbass shit is that? You wrapped up a one-on-one feud with Liv and Becky and wrapped it into Raquel and Lyra when they had nothing to do with it. I don't even know if Raquel was in the company at the time when Liv. She may have
she
been.
what Queen and King and Queen of the Ring
Yeah.
was after was after Elimination Chamber. So yeah. That was the last time we seen Raquel last year was Elimination Chamber. Before Bad Blood. Yep, that was the last time we saw her. Because of her, she was out on
Like,
her with her skin and stuff.
yeah, because as soon as Raquel came back, she was immediately in the Judgment Day.
Mm-hmm.
It was like, no, okay. It's like, bro, there was no reason to do any of that. And now you're here now. A bad heel turn later. You're about to put a belt on Becky Lynch. Most likely they're going to do it because they have no other creative juices flowing in their brains at all. And their nut ass whiteboard in that room that we saw on the fucking trailer, it says Becky Lynch wins LOL. If it's not Charlotte, it's Becky. It had to be. It had to be. So we're putting this belt on Becky so she can elevate it to what exactly? It was she can have the match. You can defend the IC championship on pay-per-view. Should have been doing that the first time. If you want people to care about the IC championships, it doesn't matter who the fuck you put it on.
Lyra,
These
there's no
belts are
reason
not
why
meant.
Lyra and uh Chelsea weren't on the card defending those belts. And if y'all was gonna do the
Yeah.
whole mystery thing, Becky could have been Lyra's mystery opponent.
There were so many different ways they could have went about that would have made more sense than just doing what they did. If you want to elevate a championship, and this is to everyone, if you want to elevate a championship, make the championship matter by just having matches. There's a reason why that first half of Lyra's run, she just barely defended the belt because Triple H's idea of champion is not wrestle at all. That's why Rhea Ripley, when she won a world championship, she barely fucking wrestled. It's the most she wrestled on Raw in I don't know how long. But she ain't got the damn belt. You're not gonna put it back on there eventually because they have no other creative things going. They had a story with her in the beginning, but they dropped that because that was too intricate. They got something really good going with Io, but they don't give a fuck. And now Rhea's gonna turn into that fall guy soon. You know? And it's like, bro, you even you put the belt on Zelina now. I was overjoyed to put the belt on her. Zelina is someone who I hate saying like wrestlers deserve shit, but I think everyone but I'll talk about that later, but Zelina definitely she needed this. I'll say that because she's one of the wrestlers that like she does everything right. She's good on the mic, she's good in the ring. There's nothing bad about Zelina Vega at all. She doesn't get pushed for some reason. She does nothing.
Which is
I
why
don't
they
know
took
why.
her out of the LWO, and
Yeah.
that to me was like probably the best thing that they could have done for her. But I also think that they moved her to SmackDown because that's where they were gonna put her husband. So
Yeah, I mean, it's just you have so many things that you could have went so many different ways, and now you're in the spot of giving Becky this belt that she doesn't need. Becky's not going to elevate anything, and if
look,
you're going to tell
but
me
look
that you're
at
putting the
this.
belt on,
But look at it. Look, like literally look at what we're talking about. The women's mid card title champions, Zelina Vega, and then they're gonna give it to Becky Lynch. That doesn't look right.
it never
You
does.
have a main eventer going after a fucking mid card title. That's not gonna look good
It
on
never does.
paper. If you look at the fucking the roster page right now, everything makes sense on the page right now. Shut up. Shut up.
It's something. Yeah. It's one thing that don't make sense, but it's okay. But hey, I'm just saying
You
one small thing
you
doesn't make sense.
respect your world heavyweight champion right now.
I didn't say nothing about it. I didn't say his name. I didn't say his name at all. That's definitely what I meant, but I didn't say it. I respect him. I don't respect the way they went about it, but
That
Logan
ending
Paul.
that ending was horrible with that match. I'll say that. But what I will address right here right now is I don't appreciate you stupid crumb eating fat fucks who stay in your mom's
Oh, oh,
basements saying that he was hung over in that match.
who the fuck said that? I did see a
So
Jay being drunk compilation going around. I did see that, but I think that was like after the, you know.
so what a lot of people didn't pay attention to in that match was I do believe that Gunther may have hurt himself in that match, and because he called the ref over to him at some point before the ending, and they wrapped it up rather quick after that. So something happened to where Gunther couldn't compete anymore. Bitches, pay attention. So
But then, if he got hurt so bad, why is he wrestling at Backlash against Pat McAfee?
he probably hurt something small that would heal in the course of 4 weeks.
Is that why he got suspended, quote unquote? Even that's stupid because Gunther don't wrestle any week anyway. So I'm like, what the fuck? Like, none of this shit makes sense anyway. That's what I'm saying. There's nothing makes sense anyway. You got Gunther beating up Pat McAfee. Ooh, Gunther's tough. We know he gonna beat up Pat McAfee and Michael Cole. That's why I was cheering. I don't give a fuck. What the hell? I enjoyed it because I enjoyed Gunther. He should still be world champion right now, but he's not. So now he's fighting Pat, and Jay is fighting Logan. So what? Why? People can't tell me the World Heavyweight Championship is in a better position now because it's not. I don't want to see a Jay and Logan program right now. I don't
Well,
give a fuck if it's backlash or not.
every time Logan goes after a world title of some sort, he loses any fucking way. So
That's cool.
there's that.
You can put Asho Speed in the ring. We know he's gonna lose, but that don't mean he should be there. Same shit.
Why they didn't do
You
Braun
put
versus Speed?
Speed would get his ass fucked up. That's just, he got that damn spear knocked him back to YouTube. He ain't want no problem. You better come back and train first. He didn't want that, but it's just everything after Mania. I feel like none of this shit makes any sense. And now Backlash, you have Randy and Cena, which you have a slow moving John Cena versus Randy, who already wrestled slow. That match is going to be. It is what it is. I don't really care what the quality is still. You got Jay versus Logan. No one fucking cares. That shit's going. That's my worst nightmare. Damn near. Gunther versus Pat. Cool. Gunther's gonna beat Pat. He's gonna whoop his ass for 20 minutes, I guess. Pat gonna do a Canadian Destroyer. You know, do a little punt out there with a Colt stairs. I don't know what the fuck Pat McAfee does. Um, and then Becky's gonna beat Lyra. Who are you gonna put? Jacob in LA Knight, yeah, in a rematch? This show's gonna fucking suck. The show is going to fucking suck. The only thing you would care about is the main event, just to see Cena and Randy wrestle for one last time. Again, that's not even for the quality of the match. That's just because that's the last time probably they're ever going to wrestle. It's a nostalgia trip.
I
So
think
we're
that should.
basing this entire
I
pay-per-view
really
on that.
do think that should have been Cena's very last match, but I understand that because Backlash is going to be in St. Louis, that's why they're doing it now. They really could have
I never,
dragged this. They could have did this in December, but hey, it is what it is.
I guess. I wasn't too keen on. I feel like Cena's last match, he should be putting someone over who needs to push. Oh, I retired John Cena. I don't think Randy needs that. I barely think Cody needs it. Cody don't really need it that much, but Cody's gonna end up being champion again at some point. Um, I do think whoever wins Money in the Bank, which I am picking Drew McIntyre to win Money in the Bank again. Um, I think Drew's going to cash in on Cody like immediately, and then Drew's going to be the champion going into the next calendar year. Yeah, I think Drew McIntyre is going to end up being a part of the Rollins stable. Because
Can they please
I
draft
think
him back to fucking Raw, please? Like, get him away from me on my Friday nights, please.
but get more from Damian Priest, and then move Damian Priest to like NXT or some shit. I'm sorry, but nah. Yeah, man, with that whole Elevation Championship shit, that doesn't matter. That's fucking idiotic. That's like having Roman Reigns go out there and beat whoever the fuck the Speed Champion is, and saying, "Oh, it's elevating the championship." No, bitch, that's fucking stupid. Let's just stop doing these things just to stack pad, giving the belts to people who don't need
Hold on.
them.
Okay, there we go.
Um,
They just dropped the
and
poster
then
for Pat McAfee versus Gunther. WWE, I
don't
have
do
like
it.
a legitimate question. Does Gunther not have like other renders? Why do y'all use the same picture for everything? Or unless he just don't change his face?
Nah, he just that's going through all the time.
I'm not gonna lie.
Straight up.
Pat eating him the fuck up in his picture. Like Pat look good. Like he give a
But they asked
face.
about it.
No, he just
Put that shit on him.
he just looks better than Gunther. Like they both me mugging, but like Pat serving face with his me mug. Like kind of like what I do. But I be like, but it looks good.
I don't look at this poster. And I see Pat look like he's on the tweet this time, and Gouda just looking at me. I'm gonna get really mad.
Yeah, they literally just tweeted this 10 minutes ago. So it's official. Yeah.
The backlash gonna be some bullshit, yo. This is gonna be a show to just get through.
Alex Shelley
Um,
versus El Grande Americano was this week's Speed episode. Yep.
well, all right. Um, but yeah, I compared all that Becky Lynch stuff to Mercedes because she's in that last match in the Owen Hart tournament, and it's very much looking like she is going to win the world championship from Tony Storm. Um, and as much as I love Mercedes, she's my wallpaper on my computer right now.
Mhm,
Be
mhm,
drinking out my
mhm.
Mercedes Monet cup. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm,
She's
mhm,
my goat
mhm.
always. There is no way in fuck she should beat Tony Storm at all in. I know she's going to. And in the celebration sense, I'm not gonna be mad. I'm more worried about AEW. I don't for me personally, I'm cool.
Mhm, mhm,
I'm
mhm.
worried about giving that belt for AEW's sake. Yeah, Mercedes come in there, run through the entire damn division, beat Tony Storm. And Tony Storm to me is the best part of AEW right now. You have her do that, and now you're gonna have Mercedes. The visual of Mercedes holding 5 championships, undefeated in AEW. That's the thing. If you put and she's going. She has like 200 more days before she beats Jay Cargill's CBS championship. And you know they're using Mercedes Monet as the one who's going to break Jade's record.
Well, regarding rumors of Mercedes Moné having creative control, Fightful Select was told by AEW and New Japan Pro Wrestling sources that she hasn't even been approached about losing a match since her recent run began.
What does that mean? That worries me. And you know, hey, bro, listen. If you don't like Mercedes Monet, brace yourself. That's all I can say. Brace yourself because um, Tony Khan loves her a lot. You know, and I think his love for Mercedes is going to end up being a lot more important to him than his appreciation of what Tony Storm is doing. You know, um, this is so much. I don't trust Tony Khan to make the right decision here because Mercedes Monet has already made it this far. I don't think Mercedes is gonna go through the entire division and then get stopped by Tony. Whoever you have win that Owen Hart tournament, they're probably gonna win that belt. And you got Jamie Hayter there. Jamie Hayter could beat Mercedes, maybe. Now you have Mercedes getting pinned while she's currently holding 4 championships, which I'm sure the other companies aren't going to be too happy about. So you booked yourself in a really weird spot. So you just
How
gotta.
about she go defend the motherfucking titles? Like I've had enough. I'm gonna keep saying it.
She just did.
Keep doing it.
Well, she can't.
You
It's too
have
many.
three. You have three of them that don't belong to AEW. Go defend them. Cause I still don't understand why the fuck she beat Mina for those belts in the first fucking place.
Because fuck it. That's why. That's the Tony Khan way of booking. And I wish it wasn't because there's no way in the world this is going to end well for anyone. Because even if Mercedes beats everybody, she got to lose 5 times in a row at that point. You got to get the belts offered. What's she gonna do? Just drop all them in the ring and say I'm done? And her contract is up soon. But no, 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 because she signed a 3-year contract. She's been there for what? Has it been a year and a half?
It's been a year. We're currently in year 2.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, yeah.
It's
I guess be
she reached
consistent.
the year mark, I think, somewhere in March.
Yeah, it was March. Okay, yeah, okay, yeah. You,
Cause
you can okay.
remember,
You can
cause
definitely
remember that's I believe it was either that same night or the week before or the week after when Tony decided he wanted to show the the backstage brawl that caused him to fear for his life.
okay.
Those all of those happened like at the same time.
And then now you got because like Mariah May is gonna end up in the company before the summer is over, and she's gonna get a really big contract. and I'm super happy about that. I think that's great.
More blonde white
But
women. Yeah. We can make a Barbie stable. Kick Charlotte out.
Charlotte's the main one. She was there for all of them. You know she's gonna be one part of
No.
that. Charlotte got to be a
We
part of
gotta
everything.
we gotta put Natty there. She wears pink too.
No, Natty needs to go wear some black and do that shit she was doing.
Oh, she
And
that,
that was
that
gonna
match
come.
is
I don't know.
that match is coming up.
Yeah, she got to keep doing that. Keep doing that. If you bring Natty back to SmackDown and Raw, bring that. I don't want to see that. Shit. No. Have her do that Ronda Rousey, Holly Holm shit she was doing. Because she's Ronda Rousey, but she can actually fucking wrestle. Like, act like actually cares about the company. You know what I'm saying? Um, have her do that shit. Don't have her do that shit. I don't want to see that no more.
Wait, has her
You know?
book already come out? I'm gonna buy Natty's book, but I want it autographed though. I'm getting an
Buy Natty's
autograph. I'm
book.
getting an autograph version of Karrion Cross's book. Did I tell you that? It's not coming till August though.
You got all these damn books, shit.
But yeah, Natty's book is in
Oh,
pre-order. $27.85 for a hard copy. What's up?
I think Karen Cross started a damn a firestorm
He
because
started
now
cussing. I like that.
every wrestler who's like not getting booked on TV is going on their social media accounts and saying "Fuck Triple H," and I think it's cool. I think it's cool. Shotzi doing it. Fab did it today. You know, I think
Is that
the
what
thing is,
that was that she dropped? Hold on, let me see. Be
no, man,
fabulous.
she was just talking about her disappointment with not being on WrestleMania, which I understand, but like
She was at WrestleMania
90,
last year, so like
she wanted to be on WrestleMania this year.
doing what? Chelsea wasn't defending her fucking
Okay.
belt.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. I know, but the only thing with that is, and I listen, I understand, I understand, I understand. But I'm just saying this: WrestleMania is meant for that top shelf. Unfortunately, I didn't do it; they did it. B-Fab
Mm-hmm,
is not the top shelf.
mm-hmm.
It's not. It's not something that I don't think that she did wrong. I just think that she's developed a little slower than a lot of other superstars, and she doesn't get on TV a lot. They got her in a nothing tag team against Michin, a tag team with Michin. So of course she's not gonna be at WrestleMania. Where's she gonna be at? There was no match to fit B-Fab in. There was no story to fit B-Fab in because the only thing she would fit in is a mid card story, and they don't do mid card stories unless Becky Lynch or Charlotte are in there. So I understand B-Fab's frustration, but it's like this is why I got so mad when people started telling me like, "Oh, we got to give belts to people because they deserve it." Oh, Aaron Cross deserves it. Jey Uso deserves it. There's so many superstars that deserve shit. 85% of the roster backstage doesn't get on TV. R-Truth deserves shit because we like him. Dakota Kai deserves shit because we like her. We can't give everyone a belt just because they deserve it. Because if everyone deserves it, no one fucking deserves it. We can't just give out these participation ass belts. Remember when y'all went to school and y'all had like field day, whatever, and no matter if you won or lost, they gave you the gold necklace. Said you did a good job. You ran really fast, even though you got your ass beat. You getting beaten all the games all day. But they give you that gold medal so everyone can go home feeling like they're a winner. Guess what? Everyone's not a fucking winner. Sometimes you lose. Sometimes you get looked over. Sometimes you get ignored. That's just the way shit is.
You be
That's not what
yelling
I
when I get
did.
scared.
Because I hate when this company sets up the way they do things, and then the fans are like, "Oh, why are you doing that?" They've been doing that this entire time. Where you been at? Y'all know damn well B-Fab and Dakota Kai and all these people weren't going to be on WrestleMania. If it was up to me, they would. Because I would set up stories or try at least, for all of these people. You can't say there isn't enough time because there's 7 matches on the card, but all of that dark period, when there's like between matches, it's commercials. It's, hey, y'all,
Empty,
buy Fatal
empty,
Fury.
empty fucking video packages.
Yeah, hey, guys, hey, buy the Cinnamon Toast Crunch Dude Wipes. Hey, this main event level match. I think Cena and Cody was sponsored by fucking Ruffles or some shit. Some kind of snack. I don't know what it was though. Some kind of snack. And a whole bunch of people. Oh,
Uh, uh, Jay and Gunther was sponsored by Slim Jims, but that I think
that
that's because Jay's spokesperson for whatchamacallit. They picked him up. They dumped. I don't want to say they dumped her, but they switched out Bianca for Jay.
you know, it's like that match was literally a blood feud. And well, it wasn't a blood feud as far as the build went, but I mean blood physically because of Jimmy, you know. But it's supposed to be serious, and you got all these sponsorships going up all this time, and then like, even so, you can't even do the whole thing where like, oh, let's put 20 women in the rumble and have them throw them over the top rope. That feels flat because there's no story. You can't just throw everyone in the ring and say battle royal for no reason. Winner gets the. You're just throwing people out there. That's like what they used to do at Mania 25, where they had the Miss WrestleMania Battle Royal. It was just 47 women in the ring, and they gave it to Santino Marella.
I remember that.
This is
Yeah.
what I'm saying. Triple H can't tell me this is a new era and we're doing the same old era type shit. Not to the nasty, perverted fuck man level like Vince, to the same level of not giving the women mid card stories. That's the point. That's the point of all of this. And it's easy to fix, but they're not making the effort to fix it. Unfortunately, as fans, the only thing we can do is fantasy book and hope and pray, or
Oh,
just
I
not watch
stopped
at all
doing
and
that.
hope that
I
one day
stopped
change.
doing that shit. Ooh,
What fantasy booking?
the day I stopped doing that, life has been great.
I like doing that just for the fact I know if you
Well,
lock
you work
me
for the
and
company,
10 of
so
my
like
friends, I
sometimes
know I cannot
when you fantasy book, it be like the actual
that.
card and stuff. So
I don't work for the company. I just know how this show works.
you can keep lying to them, but you're
I
not
don't.
lying to me.
If I worked for the company, I would not be living in this modest abode. I promise
Well,
you.
you have to make
I'll
it
be doing
look
a
like
podcast from a pool.
you have to make it look like you're still one of us, you know?
No, I won't tell anyone that I'm rich, but there will be signs. I'll be doing a podcast from a little floaty in the pool. I'll be up there like these. I promise you, I would. I want to tell you, but you would know if you look at me. You feel me? I don't work for the company. I just know how the company works. It ain't that hard. It ain't. A lot of people know how the company works. If you watch as long as I have, shit, if you watch for a month, you probably can figure it out. Triple H ain't doing no masterful shit. He ain't doing no masterful storytelling. And every time he tries, Rock says fuck that and fucks it all up. That's why we're at now. You know, it's just it's so many factors are going into how this company has like is like evolving, and I can't wait to see how this company is like when we like 40, 50, 60 years old watching with like our kids and shit, and like Bron Breaker and them about to retire. The show is going to be so much fucking different because if you look at it from like 2007 to now, it's two totally different. From the pyro to the crowd, you don't see signs anymore. You see phones.
There's less pyro.
The ring ain't. Yeah, less pyro. You know, they do that soundless pyro shit. You know what I'm saying? That Rhea Ripley has. Uh, all the sponsorships on the ring and all the sponsorships in the matches and all the everything is just such a production now. You know, and I don't mean to complain because for the sake of complaining. I mean because it's taking away from the quality of the show. Y'all can't turn up the advertisements, but turn down the creativity. The people that you're booking for, you're not booking for the fans who've been here the entire time. You're booking for fans who only watch WrestleMania, Rumble, SummerSlam, shit like that. They're not going to stay. I stayed. I never took a break from this company. Well, even when I should have, I never stopped watching. Ever. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I feel like I've watched this company go up and then come crashing down. And now we're in this like smoldering level where all the money and stuff, we're WWE's on fire. You know, I don't. It doesn't feel like it's on fire to me anymore. It
You
did
have to stop
at
doing the
40. It felt like
voice.
it's on
It's
fire.
scary,
No, because I keep hearing
frightening.
it.
I
I'm
don't
happy
like
Mania's
it.
over, so I don't have to hear that next commercial. If you've been living under a rock, oh my god, I hate that commercial. I can't even listen to Fiend no more. I like that. So that song is hard. I can't listen to it no more. And I can't imagine if I was in the arena, they're playing that shit on it.
They did a fiend counter. They
Fiend,
played the
Fiend. I
song
don't want to
14
hear that shit.
times throughout the 2 nights. 14 times. So 7 times a night.
No. WrestleMania 41 was the first time in years where I felt as bored as I did leading up to the show than I did like watching the show. I was bored watching. I felt like I was watching Raw night one and night two. I felt like I was watching Raw, and the build to it was trash. So it nothing changed. You know, I think all of this is setting a precedence for the future. You know, in the future, WrestleMania 42 next year ain't looking too hot. And everyone I know who's going to WrestleMania 42, as far as I know, they're going off of hope that the show is going to be good. Not because they know, because none of us know. But
I'm going to go to New Orleans so I can twerk in the streets.
do you think this show is going to be good?
I'll answer that in November.
See, that's a bad answer, Triple H. You're cooked, buddy. You are cooked. We giving we putting layaway on the answers now because she don't even know. We gotta wait till Survivor Series come around. You know what I'm saying? Like
Well, I'm glad you knew
this,
exactly why I said that and where, what was going to be the determining factor. I'm glad you knew that.
I ain't gonna lie. Fuck that war game shit, by the way, too. Cause if I have to see another
They didn't
Team Bianca
advertise it.
versus Team
They
Rhea,
didn't advertise it as war games though.
I really hope they get away with away from that for right now. Because ain't it no the bloodline's done with.
Yeah, no, they
And
didn't. They didn't advertise it as war games. They advertised it as Survivor Series San Diego. They usually put war games on
all
it
right,
if it's gonna be war games. It's not on here.
okay, good. They got it. That shit got to be
And I
cooked,
think
bro.
this is gonna be at a baseball field. I look up Petco Park. I
Baseball.
believe that is a baseball field. Yes, it's gonna be at a baseball field. So y'all have fun with that. I canceled my trip immediately. $500, not bad for a hotel. $500 for a flight to California. I think I'm good on that. I'll go to Philadelphia and like sit with him and watch the show or something. You know. Even then, not
That's a
doing
little.
that either. Because first of all, that show
Oh,
is 2 days after
what?
Thanksgiving. Those prices is about to be nuts. It's the week of Thanksgiving. And I
I'm
know
still getting
you should
leftovers.
two. Yes, it's gonna be 2 days.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I'm still being leftovers at that point. Yeah, when the show's over. When the 2 days was Thanksgiving, I'm still.
Like
Thanksgiving leftovers taste better after Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving food tastes better not on Thanksgiving, and I stand on that shit.
all soul food tastes good after it's cooked, like days after it's cooked. What?
Sunday dinner tastes good on Sunday. Monday dinner, no, no.
I come from a household where my mother cooked Sunday for the week. If the food was gone by Wednesday, then we chilled out until the weekend. So
I eat too much for that. They ain't no cooking for the week. One time, my grandma almost whooped my ass, bro. I used to uh I used to stay in my grandma's house I lived at my grandma's house for a little bit. I think, what was it, 2019, 2018, I guess. And um, she made like a pot, like like those big pots you put in the oven with the lid. Uh, she made a whole pot of turkey wings, bro. I'm telling you right now, there is not a soul on this earth. I'm talking to everyone out there. I don't care. I respect all y'all mothers, grandmothers, aunties, sisters, all that. Ain't nobody in the fucking world make turkey wings better than my grandmother. If you want to fight about it, we can fight about it. I don't give a fuck. Pull up. We can fight in the street. I don't give a fuck. We can have a turkey wing off, nigga. My grandma make the best turkey wings. That's on Grove Street in GTA. Um, I ate that entire pan in one day. She was really mad. I don't regret it at all. That shit was delicioso. I was eating 4 wings at a time. I didn't give a fuck. I was like 17, 18 probably. I didn't give a fuck. That was peak eater. That came out wrong. That came out wrong. That came out wrong. But I just my metabolism wasn't catching up with me as quick as it is like starting to now. So I was just us. You feel me? Um, yeah, bro. Um, how did I get on turkey wings? How did we get turkey wings?
You went
How
off on
did
a
we get-
tangent because you fat. Like I don't, you know.
I went off on a tangent because I'm fat.
I just sent in the WhatsApp the location where Survivor Series is gonna be. Also, we have to have
I
a
sent them my location to Peacock.
no. What I was gonna say is um we're gonna have a conversation off mic about something that I just saw. Um, Be Fabulous. There we go.
Is it bad? What the fuck?
No, it's not bad.
Oh,
I also never want to see Joe Hendry without his blonde hair ever again. I'm looking at a picture of him with dark hair and it's scary. He's not five
man.
nine. Google fixed this. BFAB is not 5'9". Let me go look at that picture of me and her standing next to each other because y'all got me fucked up.
You mean she ain't fuck nothing? Tell them my money. I'm 6'6".
Let's see. Let's scroll my Instagram. I don't have to go that far. But she's leaning back too. Is she wearing heels? She might have been wearing heels. So this isn't a good gauge. Because it looked like her and Bobby the same height. So she might have been wearing heels. Ugh, love that girl. Anyway, so Triple H. Uh, yeah, get it together. Oh, I know what we can talk about. Tony Khan, come here, 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 come here. So, like, you denied us for Dynasty. All for it. That's fine. We talk a lot of shit about you and your company, right? Um, but by August, September, please get it together. I would like to go to Ring of Honor. Since y'all are holding 2300 hostage for 3 weeks. So yeah, yay. Thanks. That's what I wanted to say.
Oh,
That's a Friday, so I would enjoy that.
it's a Friday?
The Ring of Honor show, yes, that is a Friday. It's the first Friday in September. Which is so crazy that I went to go check that link yesterday and saw that there, and then the announcement was made for today because all those shows that you sent me wasn't on there, just the Ring of Honor show.
Yeah, apparently, if y'all don't know, they're doing a whole 7 show thing
I
at the
have the
2300
graphic.
arena. Yeah, they're gonna be at the 2300 arena for like 4 dynamites, 3 collisions, 1 ring of honor, and a partridge and a fucking pear tree. So, I mean,
August August 27th, August 30th, September 3rd, September 5th, September 6th, September 10th, September 11th. They will be at 2300 Arena. So, random question about that, right? Home of ECW, right?
Yeah.
Does Paul own the building or no?
No.
Why not?
Paul doesn't technically own ECW. He can be he can formally created it, but he doesn't own the I don't think he owns the domain of ECW itself. But ECW is technically a dead brand. It's like WCW kind of right now.
Well, wouldn't he had
That's
bought the facility to have the shows in though?
No, because he could have did that with the Hammerstein Ballroom too. Philadelphia just happens to be the birthplace of ECW. He didn't. I'm pretty sure he doesn't buy it though. Pretty sure I don't think he has the rights to the arena. I'm 95% sure he doesn't. He may have like some stake in it, I guess, but I'm pretty sure he doesn't. I think it goes under somebody else.
I want to talk about Stephanie's places. ESPN, make the damn show longer. Don't piss me off. It's really good. She's getting into these people. The Rhea episode to me was probably one of the most vulnerable we've seen Rhea Ripley. They showed footage of her in Australia. They showed footage of her when she went to Japan. 17 years old, by the way. They showed, 1
hour later.
Well, fuck what I was just talking about. We just got a bunch of release news.
Oh, shit.
Dakota Kai, gone. Braun Strowman, gone. Shayna Baszler, gone. Hayden and Katana, gone. We stopped recording for maybe 20 minutes and all hell has broken loose. Fightful Select just dropped all of this information in the last 5 minutes. I was hoping you wasn't looking at your phone so that I could get your raw reaction. There it is. Because they let go of Ryan this morning. Remember I was telling you I met him at 90s Con? They let him go this morning. Mind you, he was running the Twitch channel. So yeah. Yep.
That's I ain't gonna lie. Hayden Katana's the worst one for me. I ain't gonna lie to you. It's very obvious that it's very obvious that they did not give a damn about Dakota Kai.
Hold on. I'm freezing.
For some odd reason.
There we go.
You froze, by the way. I don't know.
It was frozen for a little bit. Hold on. Give me a second.
You froze, yeah.
There we go. Hold on. Here we. Okay. There we go. All right.
Working.
There we go. But to continue what you were saying. Well, I mean, yeah. I felt a Dakota Kai release coming because she has been getting injured ever so often. But now, I don't think now was the time. That's crazy because now Io's by herself. There is no damage control. Kyrie's still out with an injury. Asuka's still pending from her injury from last year. We don't have anything for right now as far as damage control goes. Why all of a sudden am I freezing? Niggas start getting released from their jobs and now we all fucked up over here
Yeah,
on the damn
yeah,
podcast. We was good for an hour straight.
really.
We was having a good time. That's crazy. And then all of this coming out an hour before SmackDown's about to hit the air. Was Braun in a storyline currently?
No. Last time we saw him in a storyline was with Carmelo Hayes.
That's not
And that
true.
was stupid.
He was in something
What?
after that.
What?
He's been on TV since December. He had beef with the Bloodline. He was beef with the Bloodline. But what I'm saying, but I wanted to know if he was in, like, if was he on TV like in anything last week or the week before that?
Not that I no.
Because I
No.
know he and Jimmy tagged recently. I don't know.
He was in some 6-man. That's about it. I think him like Jimmy and LA Knight, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I think I'm talking about. Come on now see, everything done got hot. Everything is hot. My computer hot. Shit hot. WWE, this is your fault. Damn, man. I might not stream tonight. I might take a breather and then we just play the game later. I don't have it in me, man. Hitting a katana, that hurt. That actually hurts because
That's the one that's the worst one for me, I ain't gonna lie.
they really should be the ones to do some dethroning. But everyone's like, at this point, everyone is just like, hey, like there's gonna be call-ups. Yeah, but call-ups don't necessarily mean you have to release people who can actually do their job properly and who are interesting. You know? We're gonna keep our eyes out on Fightful. Well, at least I am for the rest of the night and see what's up. But that literally came across the table as we were in the middle of a pod break, and that shit was crazy. It was just like tweet after tweet after tweet after tweet. Like it was very fast, and it hit. Who?
Cora's tweet. Cora Jade is tweeting that she has a lot of free time in her hands. And she's taking a picture with a player. Um, Cora might be next. I don't know.
He was just in a match on Tuesday, no?
I don't know.
Oh no, they were on the pre-show for Stand and Deliver, that tag match. Yeah. I need to give my PC a break. The motherfucker hot. It's hot as
But I haven't
hell.
seen Cora in a long time. Damn.
But yeah, no,
There you go.
I think the last time she was in ring was the pre-show last not well 2 weeks ago. Because Roxanne for sure is about to get called up. I believe Lash is about to get called up. Hence the metaphor. But who is hollering in your background?
I think she's here.
Is your door shut?
Yeah. But I have two doors, like the one that's open here, so there's no door there. It's just
Okay.
cage.
But yeah. That's currently what's been going on. My phone's on a charger, so I can't even like refresh Fightful. I don't know if you can at the moment, because right now my computer is acting as if I've never been on Twitter a day in my life.
I got this one. I
Okay,
will
here we
lie.
go.
Shayna's release is very good.
Yes, now
I'm not gonna lie.
she can go to GCW and do the stuff,
You
because
know,
Bloodsport is her fucking thing. I love that.
yeah.
You know.
Shayna do not need to be there. Dakota, that hurts, but it's very obvious that they repeatedly saw nothing in her. I'm not really. Hayden Katanas, that's my worst one for me. I'm not
Okay,
gonna
it
cap.
says
That's
so this it says the releases and departures. We may hear that some of their contracts weren't renewed. So, yeah.
Shayna's probably I feel like they like having Shayna there, but they just I don't know. Hayden Katana's crazy though. I
They
don't know
probably
how you
did
have
it
tag team.
that's probably one of the contracts that they didn't renew was Shayna.
Yeah, apparently.
I don't see them firing her. I see them not, renewing her contract because that's the same thing that happened with Sonya. They didn't renew. She didn't get fired. They just didn't renew her contract.
Yeah, Hayden Katana suck. That sucks. That really because that you had them in that whole tag team tournament. It's just like you had them right there. I was like, nope, nope. That's tough. Uh, well, I, I'm not too surprised by Braun either because Braun was just there. Even when Braun came back, he was just
Yeah,
filling up space.
and he came back last year at that too. So, around Mania season, he did his
Hmm.
first appearances. Um, Last year was at WrestleMania. Stuff for On Location, which was the tailgate um for the packages and stuff like that, because that was on my itinerary last year, was um to meet Braun, and then the next day I think was DDP. So yeah, I'm just scrolling through this and this is crazy. Wow. Yeah, I don't know understand what Cora means by this tweet. uh why are they drinking? There's mad alcohol. You didn't say there was alcohol in this photo. There's mad alcohol in this picture.
What's it got to do with me?
Jack Daniels, Truly, Smirnoff, they about to get fucked. The timeline is absolutely in shambles. Um, but they're also saying, the fuck? Did I like not tweet? Did I tweet the wrong person? I want to delete this because that's not what that tweet was meant for. Uh, um, yeah, it's scary. It's frightening.
They always do it right before SmackDown. That's crazy.
Well,
But all I gotta do is see what happens now. I mean, I wonder if that's all of
I know there was, like I said, there was some home office releases too. I mentioned Ryan earlier. That was announced on Twitter earlier today. Someone had tweeted less than 24 hours ago that we were going to be hearing release news, and everybody jumped on them. So I think everybody should apologize to that person, because y'all were absolutely the fuck wrong yesterday, and that person was correct. So yeah, everyone get to doing that. But since we're having malfunctions here, I think we should end off the show, and I can probably let my homegirl rest until after SmackDown, and then we can process life. And
you're freezing pretty bad.
yeah, everything's hot. I touched my computer. My computer's hot, so I'm
Yeah.
just gonna let everything rest off for a few hours. So, you want to end the
Go ahead,
show?
sign off.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um. Unfortunately, we ended on the bad note with all the releases and things. You know what I'm saying? But hopefully we don't get any. Well, at this point we don't even know. You know what I'm saying? But thank y'all for being here for the breaking news and stuff like that. We'll try to be as updated on our respective platforms and for any more releases and things of that nature as the day goes on. Thank you for listening or watching wherever you did. Support us. Thank you for that. Like, comment, subscribe, share, all that beautiful stuff you got to do. And what else? What else? What else? What else? That's about it. But y'all be safe out there, and we'll see you in the next episode, man.